In your Alias installation folder, the subfolder Dynamo sample files contains two files which you actually might find very interesting, namely text2geometry.dyn and text2geometry.txt. With their help, you can display geometry information, so for example, the length of multiple connected surface edges or curves. You can also measure and display the surface area of multiple connected surfaces. And you can compute and display the volume of a closed body. And of course, as usual, this all comes along with history. So when the geometry updates, the result updates as well. Hi folks, I'm Gigi, and in this video I will demonstrate how to use these two files to improve your workflows in Alias. Quick shout out here to Michael Zimmerman, who created them. Without his work, this video wouldn't exist. So let's dive into it. Let's first talk about why I think the approach I've shown you in the preview is better than a more straightforward approach, which I'm going to demonstrate to you right now. A few weeks ago, I've written this bounding box script. It allows you to select several surfaces, you hit accept, and it builds a bounding box. And by the way, the bounding box can either be aligned to the global XYZ system, or it can also be oriented to have a minimum volume. And here you can also display the bounding box information using the send message to alias approach on the Dynamo side. And this straightforward, easier approach gives you all the information you might want to have, the height, width, length, and volume of the bounding box. But this approach comes with two problems. First of all, you gotta hit OK. And even though you can see auto update is on, if I now just first of all make the bounding box in wireframe mode, and now I will update one of the surfaces. And you see the bounding box updates with it. But even though it does, and even though I've activated the bounding box information display and set it to yes, this does not work. The automatic update does not work for the message box, which you see right now. And even if it would, every time you change your geometry and the bounding box changes, you need to press OK. So this is a quite cumbersome approach, this OK pressing, and the message is not updating automatically. And this is why I looked into the approach of having the information always available if you want to in your viewport, and the automatic update. And therefore we are now going to look into this more sophisticated approach in the next part of the video. Now let's have a look into the more sophisticated approach, and I'll start with a length script. Here you can select either several curves or edges or any kind of mixture of those, and you have a tolerance option here for the curve connection tolerance. If you don't have a good one, and I'll just demo it to you by selecting these blend surfaces here, and if you then hit accept and build, you can see that you get two values here, and they include a null text. This is a sign that your tolerance is not sufficient. And maybe I'll put a little bit more love into the script before I release it to you and give you a good warning message instead. But for now, let's just increase the connection tolerance, and now you see it works as expected, and the total length of these three curve edges together is around about 950. The unit is always taken from your preferences, your construction options. So if your main unit is millimeters, then this display here is in millimeters as well. It's a general thing in Dynamo. Dynamo uses the same main units which is set in your Alias model. Next option is that you can put your text position at the curve start. You can also display it in the middle or the end. And this way you can have it where you need it. For example, if you want to extend the surfaces to have a total length, this way you can control the display to be there where you need to be able to see it once it updates. You can have different amount of decimal places behind the period, right? So you can have up to 6 if you want to, or just 1, and will be mathematically accurately rounded. The text scaling is automatically calculated by the size of the entities being selected, and if this is not a good one, you got the text scaling option here to make it either smaller or bigger, whatever you need. The spacing allows you to space out the distances between the numbers. Oops. The rotation around x-axis allows you to rotate your result in a way that you can see it in the best way. I might look into an auto solution, but for now it's like that. And you also got the ability to rotate it around the z-axis. And again, I'm using the script here being created by Michael Zimmerman. He's been implementing these options, and I'm just using his script. And here is the file browser to the text-to-geometry.txt file, which is in your installation. So if your script is somewhere else and shouldn't be able to find it, use the browse button, go to your installation folder, which I showed in the beginning, and select the text-to-geometry.txt, which contains these surfaces for the letters and numbers to be displayed here. The next script I'd like to show you is the area script. It's pretty much similar to the length script I've just shown you, with the difference that the position of the resulting computation is now based on the bounding box. It can either be placed in the minimal corner of the bounding box or the center, or the max corner, and all the other parameters, decimal places, text scaling are just the same as in the length script I've just shown you. The last script I'd like to show you is the volume script. Here you can select either a closed subdivision body or any amount of Nurbs surfaces which define a closed body. You hit accept and build, and then you get the volume of that body. And similar to the area script, you can define to choose to display the volume in the min corner, the center, or the max corner of the corresponding bounding box. All 4 scripts which you've seen in this video will soon be released in an update of my Alias extension package. If you don't want to miss that one, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. I hope you found this video useful, and stay curious.